Hi, my name is Mark Napoli, and today I'm going to be answering the question, how can I verify the integrity of the files that I download? So, the one mechanism to do that is by using what's called a hash. You might see a hash next to the file that you download. So if we look at a potential setup, that's your laptop connected to the internet with a server hosting files. And you want to download one of those files. Let's call it an ISO file. That ISO file will have what's called a hash digest next to it. That digest might look something like this. A long string of characters that seemingly make no sense. So, how do they get that and why is it important? So, we need to understand what a hash function is. And a hash function is a cryptographic algorithm, which is another way of saying you take some input, let's say the word fox, that's your input. You run it through a hash. And you get something out the other end. Typically, the same number of characters each time. So in my case, it's going to be 8 characters. Now, this hash here can work on anything. So I've just put the word fox in, but what if I put the word fax in, which is slightly different? I run that through my hash, through my cryptographic algorithm. It's cryptographic because you don't want it to be understood. You don't want to be able to go back the other way. Now, my digest may look very different, even though the letters over here are very similar. So I might come out with 8817, A, B, C, D. Now, I can put words in there. I can also put files in there, which are really long strings of characters. So I put my file in, or the owner of the file puts their file in, and they come out with the digest. And that digest is what you find attached to that file, or referencing that file. So, when you go to download that file, and you have that file now sitting on your computer, because running the hash should be the same, whether it's done on the server, or you, or anywhere, you should be able to determine, once you run it through the hash, whether what you get here is the same as what the server is purporting it to be. If you compare that string, and they are the same, you can be assured that the file you've downloaded is the same. Because if you run that same file through the hash, you should always come out with the same digest. If your digest is different, then you know that that file has been tampered with. There are a number of different hashes. There's MD5, which is a very common one. There's SHA1, and SHA256. And they all have different internal mechanisms for arriving at a digest, but they all are cryptographic functions or hashes, which is the way you can use, which is the way that you can verify the integrity of your downloads. Thanks for listening.